Good evening. This past weekend, NAIT rolled out its red carpet for potential students during its annual open house. Busloads of students attended with the opportunity to speak with NAIT students, faculty, and alumni.
Maria Boychuk learned what makes it unique and sets it apart from others.
I'm down here at the NAIT Gymnasium with Rachel Kennedy, Student Recruitment Events Coordinator. Rachel, what's going on here today?
Today we're hosting open house. So what we're doing is we're showcasing all of the programs at NAIT. Programs such as petroleum, chemical, geological. We have a wing that's just for the health sciences. The North Lobby has all the apprenticeship programs as well as the trades. And the HP has the technology. We have the millwright and instrumentation in our Spartan. So we have displays everywhere throughout NAIT for you to see.
That's really interesting. How many students do you think you guys get? This goes all weekend, doesn't it?
It goes all day Friday and Saturday, and we average about 10 to 13,000 people coming through on open house. Through statistics that we've taken over the years, we found that 54% of our NAIT grad students are from the First Touch, which is open house.
That's great, because it's great to see some actual positive things that come out of something like this, because a lot of times now people see that the internet is a great way to find research. Do you think that this is better than just giving the students the resource of using the internet to find out information about NAIT's programs?
Oh yes, it's way better, because they get an opportunity to talk to alumni students, which are graduates, the students that are presently in the program, and also the instructors. So they get really more detailed information of what they need than they would get on the site in a lot of respects, because the site doesn't cover all the questions that they might have in terms of being a student, sitting in a classroom, and getting the education you need.
And there's no way the internet is ever as interactive as getting to see actual things that go on that you could do in the program. Well, how long does something like this take to plan?
This takes almost the whole year, intermittently over the years. So you're looking at the floor plans, the logistics of it, where the programs are going to be located, the recruitment of volunteers. But it's not done just by me, it's done by the student recruitment staff, a lot of volunteers. All of the programs, if they weren't here to do their displays, and the students, this wouldn't happen. So it's a big adventure, but it's well worth it at the end.
How many people does it take to organize? Is it just you? Are you the head organizer? Or do you have a whole group of people as a team that work together?
I'm just the lead, but we have a whole bunch of people that we take, because we have the marketing team, which is Kathy Fraser and her people. We have the media, we have the print shop, we have the custodial staff, the events court specializations. There's a whole bunch of people involved.
So if people wanted to find out a little bit more about NAIT or NAIT Open House and what sets it apart from other schools, where could they go?
They can go to our website at www.nait.ca, or they can phone our SSCC contact center at 471-6248.
Well, thank you very much, Rachel. It's been great to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch.
Students of all ages expressed their interest in the world of media and all NAIT's radio and television program has to offer.
Our Jessica Kent spent some time at the open house this weekend, touring around some prospective broadcasting students.
I'm here at the NAIT Open House in the Television and Radio Wing, where first semester television students are touring around potential candidates for the program. Since you couldn't be here, I'll give you a tour and see what all the potential candidates have to say about the program. Follow me. All right, good. Can I get your first and last name?
Kirk Blackman.
And how do you, what's the most interesting thing you've seen today?
Actually, the interesting thing was the production value. The radio stuff, where you can edit and stuff like that. So.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so television and radio each are is a two-year program. 3 semesters are spent in class. The last semester is spent on your field placement practicum. So I myself am almost ready for my internship next semester, so I'm getting pretty excited about that. Here we have Matt and Matt on their radio show here. Hey, Matt. How's it going in here?
Good.
Good. So, Matt, can you tell us a little bit about your favorite thing about the radio program?
Definitely being on air is my favorite part. I like to, share my musical knowledge and just be out there, right, along, as well as doing my after-hour show, which is really fun. So, yeah, that's definitely my favorite part about it.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. So both Matts are second semester radio students, so 1 more semester, and they're ready to hit the ground running for their internships, like myself. Right, so right now we're in the radio wing. So this area is full of editing suites. So there is enough to go around. They use PC computers, so if you're a Mac user, you're going to have to switch. But I'll give you a little tour of one of the edit suites. And here, as you can see, this replicates what a real radio studio looks like. Padded walls, audio switchers, computers, variety of microphones, everything you really need. So, as we continue, more edit suites on my right and my left. We're almost on the radio wing tour. So, as you can see, it's fairly simple in here, but a lot of time is spent in here editing. To my right here is the one and only classroom. A lot of the radio kids, a lot of their time is spent in the editing suites. So it's a good thing we have enough of those. Now, right now, I'll give you a sneak peek of the television studio. Right now, Alessandra and Taylor are live right now shooting NAIT NewsWatch. There you go. So right now, we're going to go to my home away from home, the television wing. Now, the television wing, unlike radio, is 2 levels. The studio's downstairs along with the classroom and the lockers. Right now, we're going to the editing suites and the switcher room. Right now, right behind me here is the audio. So make sure all the audio is okay so we don't make you go deaf while you listen to us. Right here is one of the edit suites. As you can see, it's a dual screen editing process. We use Mac computers. So myself, I was a PC user. I had to switch over. It wasn't that bad though. All right here is we have Nicole on fonts. What fonts are the name titles you see when you're interviewing somebody on TV. Right here is the switcher board. So they actually put the fonts that Nicole makes onto television. There's a preview monitor right there. And then it goes, this is the program monitor, shows you what's actually airing on TV. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you come join us next semester. I'm Jessica Kent with NAIT NewsWatch.
In other news, H1N1 immunization clinics opened across the province this week. Albertans 6 months and older are eligible to receive the vaccine for free. This is the first time the shot has included 3 different protective antibodies. More than 100 people lined up for their H1N1 influenza shot at Bonnie Doon Shopping Centre. This year's immunization is a single shot that prevents against H1N1 and 2 strains of seasonal influenza.
Because obviously contamination, if you cannot avoid it, is better than being exposed to it, isn't it? That's an obvious reason right there.
Although the H1N1 pandemic is over, health experts say the virus still exists and is expected to circulate.
You would have, if you are young and healthy, and you have a really robust immune system, you will have developed some protective antibodies related to the vaccine last year.
Influenza viruses change from year to year. Aside from washing your hands multiple times a day, immunization is a must when trying to protect yourself. For more information, visit albertahealthservices.ca.
NAIT's Peace River Satellite Campus has received a $2.3 million grant. The grant is the largest amount of money that has ever been awarded to NAIT in the field of applied research. The money will be divided over 5 years and be used to research the boreal forest reclamation project conducted by Nova NAIT students. The project focuses on developing best practices in turning former industrial sites back to their original state. For more information, log on to novanate.ca.
While balancing school and work, one NAIT student has managed to achieve this while facing a challenging illness. Megan Horlock, a photography student, has been announced as one of the 3 nationwide recipients of the UC Beyond Rheumatoid Arthritis $5,000 scholarship. The winner is chosen upon a number of factors.
You have to write an essay about why you think you deserve the scholarship, and you also had to get 2 friends to write letters to you about why you deserve it.
Receiving the award came as a welcome relief to Horlock, who believes the scholarship will help many aspects of her daily life.
The scholarship paid for my first year of school and for some of my supplies, and it's definitely taken a lot of stress off of my shoulders. I don't have to worry about working for this year. I can just focus on school, which is nice because I already have to deal with a lot with having arthritis, with the meds and the pain and everything.
After receiving her diploma, Horlock wants to start a wedding photo business.
The results are finally in after Alberta students spent countless hours hitting the books in preparation for last year's provincial and diploma examinations.
While more students are passing along with a high percentage of students receiving 80% or higher on provincial exams, one high school diploma result has raised some concern with Alberta education officials. The grade 12 English 30 diploma mark, worth 50% of students' total mark, has started to slump in recent years. While the reading comprehension portion of this test has maintained around the same average percentage, the written response portion of the test has achieved less than desired results throughout the province. School districts have until November to make their results public.
While NAIT is known for studying the careers of future entrepreneurs, prominent members in society, a Commonwealth Games silver medalist can be added to that resume. Jack Bond, who is currently enrolled in the management program at NAIT, believes the medal was the icing on the cake after many hours spent training at the gym.
It was definitely a highlight, just the whole games experience. That was the first time I'd been to a games of that magnitude, so it was cool.
Bond arrived back in Edmonton a week ago and has already set his eyes on the Olympics. The 2012 Olympic Games will be held in London, England. Coming up after the break.
The Oil Kings take on the Cougars in a Thanksgiving matinee.
We got a chance to take a look at this year's Alberta-bound Arts and Tattoo Festival.
Label something that's happened in your life that's important to you.
Have you ever wanted to become a baker? NAIT's Open House showcased a program that will get you on that path.
Linda Huang learned some interesting points about NAIT's baking program and what students can achieve by taking that course.
I'm here down at the Common Market here on campus. It's open house, obviously, as you've heard. And I'm here with Clayton Folkers. He's an instructor with the baking program. Clayton, NAIT has so many interesting programs that they offer, and I want you to tell me and the audience, why is the baking program so interesting?
Well, I think some of the interesting things about the baking program is that we cover a wide variety of subject matter. And so we started at the beginning of the year with just really general baking and pastry arts, and then from there we branch out and expand into sugar work and chocolate work and bread art and ice creams and those kind of things. So we cover a wide range of subjects.
Cool. Bread art. Can you talk about what bread art is?
Well, we have some samples in the background there, and what it is we make a bread dough that doesn't have essentially has no yeast in it, and we'll flavor it and color it using a variety of spices, so cocoa powder, paprika, those kind of things like that. And then from there you can make a variety of structures with it. So then we shape it, we bake it, and then we stick it all together. And you'll probably see some samples, like I said.
Now, I know that there's the culinary program, and then so the baking program is distinct from that. Can you talk about why that there's the distinction?
It does fit within culinary arts, but the baking program, specifically for baking, it's very precise. It's a very scientific process. So if you don't measure things, they don't work. And so that's what some of the things that we teach as well too. So that's maybe one of the main distinctions between baking, because baking does happen in all kitchens. And it does happen in the culinary arts program as well too. There's a pastry section that they go through, but ours is really a one-year focused program specifically on the art of baking.
Okay, so it is a one-year program. Is there like a practicum involved with that? Or?
There's a 120-hour practicum at the end, and generally what we do is we have the students go out to 2 different places, and it's their choice where they'd like to go, and that's part of their communications program as well too, is to be prepared to go and to ask for a placement at a couple of different locations.
Great. I know that the head baking instructor, Alan, he actually went to Las Vegas to compete in some sort of a baking competition. Can you kind of talk about that?
There's lots of competitions through baking and through culinary arts as well too. And so this particular one was a competition for selection to go to a competition in France next year. So there's one in Asia, there's one in North America, there's a couple in Europe. So they went there to try out to go on to the next level.
Cool. And what exactly are the students here doing here today?
For the open house, we're making some cookies. They're decorating some cookies, and so what it is, it's a practice for them to make a variety of flours, and then we're also milling some wheat for a shop experiment that's coming up.
Thank you so much for talking to me, Clayton. This has been very interesting. If students are interested in the baking program, then they can go to NAIT.ca for more information. For NAIT NewsWatch, I'm Linda Huang.
Thanks, Linda. Well, we've been seeing a little bit of chilly weather, but I hope this weather warms up soon.
Well, it's certainly nice if we can still barbecue so late in the season. Rachel Lees has a weather forecast to start the
Thanks, guys. It looks like it'll warm up a bit tomorrow, so everybody will get the chance to go out and vote. I hope everybody takes that opportunity to do, since we know way back in 2007 it was snowing, so nobody should have any excuse not to go out. Looks like in Calgary it'll be sunny with a low of -3 and a high of +12. Jasper will have a mix of sun and cloud with the low being -3 and the high being +9. Mix and cloud for Fort McMurray as well with a low of +1 and a high of 7. And the forecast here in Edmonton will be a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 11 and a low of +2, which is good because Edmonton's average high is around 12 degrees. The record low being -16 and the record high being +24.
Weather sponsored by NR92.com, the station for the students.
So it looks like it'll be a nice start to the week for weather. That's all I have for you guys.
Thanks, Rachel. That's Rachel Lees with our weather forecast. So Cody Millard joins us now at the news desk with sports. Cody, I heard you got a chance to check out the 109th Street Challenge this week.
Yeah, I heard the soccer team give a big boost to the standings.
That's right. With their early wins, NAIT is off to a quick lead in the Challenge Cup. All that and more coming up in sports. A friendly competition is a great motivator for teams to give it their all. The 109th Street Challenge between NAIT and Grant MacEwan puts a little more than bragging rights on the line. The battle for points is fought throughout the school year in regular season games in 4 sports: men's and women's hockey, volleyball, soccer, and basketball. 250 points are awarded for a win, and if it ends up in a tie, then both teams get 250 points. The fan challenge, where 2 points are awarded for every fan at the game, is still included as well. The Ooks jumped out to an early lead after winning both men's soccer games and recording a win and a tie in women's soccer. This is the 6th year the Challenge Cup has been running. NAIT has won all 5 years. Grant MacEwan is starting to close the gap, so the competition is starting to heat up. NAIT's next game in the Challenge Cup is October 23rd when the Ooks host the Griffins in volleyball. The Prince George Cougars came to Rexall Place this Monday for a matinee showdown with our Oil Kings. The Oil Kings come into this game looking for a franchise record 5th straight win. Not even 3 minutes into the game, the rough stuff starts first with the Oil Kings' Abney taking on the Cougars' Akalatsi. Then Stephen gets thrown down by Smith. The scrappy start to the game ignited the Cougars' offense as Brett Connolly buries a Buonasisi rebound and then pots another before the announcer can even catch up. Connolly was taken 6th overall in this year's NHL draft by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Still in the first period, St. Croix puts the puck on net and Rachinski throws it in front where Iwanek shovels it in, 2-1 Cougars. Picking up in the second now, Cougars pull ahead to a 5-2 lead with goals from Marinton and Buonasisi, but the Oil Kings answer on the power play as St. Croix buries the puck, pulling his team to within 2. Inglis pots his second of the night, and that would force an Oil King goalie change, Brossois coming in for Lanigan. The Oil Kings seem to have done some soul-searching in the second intermission as they open the third with a flurry. Ruck roofs one over Priestner, Iwanek buries a St. Croix pass, then St. Croix passes again to none other than who? Iwanek, who notches the hat-trick, putting the Oil Kings ahead 7-6. But halfway through the third, Akalatsi has other plans as his shot finds its way to the back of the net. We're going to overtime. With time ticking down, Ruck breaks in, puts the puck top shelf. The goal would go under review, but it would stand. The game winner was scored with 0.1 seconds left on the clock. The Oil Kings take this thrilling Thanksgiving matinee 8-7. Both of NAIT's men's and women's soccer teams are putting the finishing touches on their rosters as they gear up first for provincials and then nationals. NAIT, being the host team, has an automatic bye to the nationals. Going into the season with this knowledge, the coaches took extra care when filling their rosters. The players on both teams were able to keep their focus on winning games. With a number of lopsided wins under their belt, the Ooks have shown that their offense heading into nationals is a force to be reckoned with. The NHL is off to a high-scoring start this season. Here's a glance around the league at who you should be watching to end your weekend. With the game just underway, the Ducks and the Coyotes look to jump ahead of each other in this interdivision matchup. New captain Henrik Sedin hopes to lead his team to a victory over the upstart Carolina Hurricanes. The puck drops at 7. Tomorrow, the schedule is a little heavier with 10 teams in action. The Leafs are hoping that their top line can keep the ball rolling when the Islanders invade the Air Canada Centre at 5 o'clock local time. The Avalanche are hoping they can bury the Rangers at home tomorrow night. You can catch this game at 5 on TSN2. Pittsburgh invites Ottawa to the Consol Energy Centre, where the Penguins have had difficulty christening the building with a few wins. If they have any hope of success, the Penguins need a solid outing from Fleury. Steven Stamkos and his Lightning make their first trip of the season out west to clash with Brad Richards and his Stars. Puck drops at 5:30. And closing out the night, the Blues roll into Chicago to take on their division rivals and defending Stanley Cup champions, Blackhawks.
So Cody, I hear there's also a busy week coming up in sports too.
That's right, the soccer team's getting ready for provincials.
That's right, yes. You can catch all of the Ook sports coming up the next week's NAIT NewsWatch.
Coming up after the break, Kathy shows us the Canadian premiere of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz at the Royal Alberta Museum.
Coming up in entertainment, build the yellow brick road to the Emerald City in the Land of Oz.
Hair provided for NAIT NewsWatch by Carrie L. Salon and Spa.
So I heard Kathy had a pretty wild weekend.
That's right. Kathy Lee joins us now with entertainment.
Things got a little steamy at the Taboo Naughty But Nice Sex Show this week at the Edmonton Expo Centre. With shelves upon shelves of every imaginable sex toy, it's easy to assume Taboo is all raunchy and XXX rated.
So it's not the hardcore, dirty sex. It's more about sensuality, romance, learning how to enjoy each other at the show, you know, at home and stuff like that. We have a lot of informational seminars.
The popularity of the show is increasing every year, which makes a big statement in how sex is regarded today.
Our sex-positive culture has evolved in such a way that we celebrate differences today, whereas we weren't tolerant of bisexuality or trans or queer or bisexual individuals, or we weren't tolerant of spanking or role-playing or blindfolds a decade ago. These days, you can walk into a show like this and you can find just about any product you like.
Whether or not it was naughty or nice, Taboo had everything to fulfill a fantasy. The Canadian premiere of L. Frank Baum's The Wonderful Wizard of Oz comes to life at the Royal Alberta Museum. Spanning 1,500 square feet, visitors can step into this 3D giant pop-up book and meet Dorothy and Toto, Lion, Tin Woodman, and Scarecrow.
It's great for children because it's very hands-on and it's a great chance for them to explore and take a journey into the Land of Oz.
With original art by W.W. Denslow on the backdrops, each section offers interactive activities such as dressing up on Dorothy's farm, using shapes to build the yellow brick road, and learning about the heart. Chloe and her brother measured up the different sizes of animal brains.
I expected the dog brain to be bigger though, because I think dogs are more intelligent than what it shows here.
With so many cool things to do here, I had to try it out for myself. Come on.
More interactive programming will be added soon, and the exhibit stays open until mid-January 2011. For more information, visit www.royalalbertamuseum.ca. After this year's Alberta-bound Arts and Tattoo Festival, many tattoo fanatics are sporting new ink on their bodies. With an armful of famous horror movie characters, Cleve Kennedy is having 2 special names added to match the portrait on his chest.
I'm having my daughter's names put on my arm. I love them so much, and they just mean so much to me, right? So, something I'll have forever.
With a little pain involved, the results are a lifetime keepsake. Bear advises people to put thought into the art before getting into the chair.
Make it express something from inside you. Make it resemble or mimic or label something that's happened in your life that's important to you so that you can always remember that moment.
Whether it's for the beauty or the sentiment, there's no doubt people are coming to festivals such as this one for more tattoo art or to find out more information. For All Hallows Eve lovers, Prairie Gardens Haunted Pumpkin Festival is the perfect treat, since it's a place where Halloween is 30 days long.
Hold your ears! All right, fire in the hole!
Shooting pumpkins at a pirate ship is just one of many things to do at the festival. Gabe is here with his family, and not only does he love the cannons, he also took part in other activities.
I saw the tokens, I saw the band, I saw lots of things.
Nestled against Alberta's countryside, it's a perfect backdrop for a petting zoo, face painting, scarecrow making, and more.
Some of the most popular things are screaming through the haunted house,
taking aim with that pumpkin cannon and shooting pumpkins right out of it at a pirate ship, and going for a stroll through the enchanted forest.
The festival is open every weekend until Halloween. Visit www.prairiegardens.org for more information. If a star-studded cast and action-packed movie is what you're looking for, don't miss Red.
Tell me everything you know. Some thumbsucker tagged him Red. Red? Retired, extremely dangerous.
Based on DC Comics graphic novels, retired CIA agents Victoria, Joe, Marvin, and Frank team up with one mission: to stay alive.
I am excited.
The foursome has made the top of the agency's target list because of all the secrets they know.
This is off the books, total blackout.
To save themselves, they have a plan.
We're going to break into the CIA and find out who's trying to kill us. We're getting the band back together.
Where they uncover one of the biggest cover-ups in government history. The movie is nothing short of explosions, car crashes, and guns, which will have your heart racing till the end.
Yeah, hey, don't make them like that anymore.
That's all I have for entertainment this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kathy. The Edmonton Humane Society held a Wish Upon a Whisker Wednesday.
This is the second promotion the Humane Society has held in hopes of finding cats a home. The idea behind this promotion is to encourage people to go to the Humane Society and rescue one of the 400 cats in care. October's featured cats are pumpkin beauties. Any cat with orange coloring is promoted this month, and the $130 adoption fee is waived. If you would like more information, visit edmontonhumanesociety.ca.
So that looked like a pretty good movie, hey?
Red did look like a good movie.
Certainly good to see.
I kind of want to go check it out at the box office, but you know, I'm debating between that and that Wizard of Oz exhibit, that pumpkin patch. Everything was just so exciting.
I certainly want to go to Prairie Gardens this weekend.
Definitely, me too. And I mean, we had a lot of stuff going on here at NAIT. The open house was just fantastic. So many visitors.
People are everywhere.
I know. The RTA building definitely got a lot of fans. We definitely had a lot of people, especially in this studio.
Certainly nice to see.
Certainly nice to see. Coming up too this week is also provincials with the soccer teams, and you know, NAIT is hosting that sports stuff, which is pretty
stiff
exciting.
Competition.
I heard that 109th Street Challenge, and you know, NAIT soccer teams and that kind of stuff.
So nationals.
Nationals this year. NAIT is also hosting nationals, so I mean, we had a pretty big week, and we've had open house, we have provincials, all these movie premieres. I mean, what
Do you know
else?
what teams involved for nationals? Or?
I know there's a bunch of teams across the province, and NAIT's in there as well, so that's pretty exciting.
Sounds very good.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to our special edition of Open House NAIT NewsWatch.
That's all for today.
See you next time.